Hey, welcome back. We're going to be talking about the latest innovation from the Windows folks. And this time around, it's a Windows Phone 7. Syd Bolton's here because it's a Wednesday and he's got great stuff always.
I do. And this week I've got Windows Phone 7.
Come on. You're not getting away with this. Pong tie.
Isn't that cool?
It is very cool.
It's a Pong tie, and I only wish that my birthday was October 13th. And then this tie would be absolutely perfect. And of course, now do you know what the maximum score in Pong was?
You know, my mother-in-law still has one.
15.
15?
You could only get to 15.
Oh,
After
okay.
15, the game is over.
Did you have to win by 2? No, they weren't that advanced back then.
But the phone.
Yeah.
I got one.
Okay.
On loan. And I've been playing with it for the last couple of weeks. I hinted last week that we were going to talk about it. And it's pretty cool, I must say. I'm actually quite impressed with this phone. You know, we've got a bunch of smartphones out there right now. Of course, you've got the iPhone, you've got the BlackBerry, you've got the Android phone, and now you have another choice, Microsoft's entry. Now, Microsoft's not new to phones. They've had Windows-based phones in the past, but this is a whole new take on the genre, if you will. And I got to say, I'm kind of impressed with it overall.
Now, I want to back you up a bit for people who aren't like me. Smartphone.
Yeah.
When we talk about that technology, so why is this a smartphone?
So essentially, a smartphone is a phone that does more than just make phone calls and send text messages, which is sort of the basics of a regular phone these days. These phones have things like apps on them, so they can do much more than just make those calls. This one in particular, a lot of integration with Facebook. So what it does is it takes your social feeds from Facebook and integrates it with your contacts directly onto the phone. So that's one big feature. Little surprising thing though is that, and you may see this on here, I actually have a Twitter app on there, which of course is available for download, but it's not tied into the phone the same way Facebook is. So not really sure what was up with that decision, but
so when you buy these apps, right? Free, cost,
like exactly the same way as they are in other phone marketplaces. There are free ones, and then there are ones that are a cost.
So what's happening with radio stations and things like that that want you to get the apps and things like that? Are they making it available for free if they're smart?
Most of them are. Usually those types of apps are supported either by advertising or some other means, or they just want to drive people to their business overall so that they listen to it at times when they're not using, say, the phone. But overall, sort of highlights on this phone, it does certain things very well. It's very fast and responsive. I found that, for example, the scrolling is really, really good. It works very well, very fast. It has a great camera on it. This is actually an LG E900. Love the camera. It has a beautiful app that's built in that does panoramic shots, which are not new to phone or to cameras, I should say. But in terms of having it easily available on a smartphone, it's awesome. You can actually take a panoramic shot. We did one in the set last week just to show how it works, and it worked very well. Love the integration with Xbox Live. So if you're a gamer, there's no question you probably want to get this phone because it's got your Xbox Live account right there. You can see your friends. You can be sitting somewhere and find out whether a friend is playing online right now, and then if they are, you can go home and actually challenge them to something on your Xbox, for example. Overall, I would say someone who's never had a smartphone before, this is probably a good choice. Extremely very easy to use. I liked it. Downsides, didn't like the whole Twitter thing yet. There are some basic features that are coming in an update, hopefully in a few weeks, like cut and paste doesn't have that stuff, but then the iPhone didn't have that in its first versions either.
Got my big question I'm going to throw out there as always. Are there plans out there so I don't have to get a second job to own the phone?
Well, it's like any of the smartphones, right? It's all based on the carrier that you choose and how that all works out. So I would say it's comparable to the other devices that are out there in terms of the cost. So similar to an Android phone is probably more like, so a little bit less expensive than an iPhone overall in terms of the hardware cost. But again, it depends on the phone. Windows Phone 7 is a software choice, an operating system choice. It's not a specific phone choice. So like I said, I'm using an LG phone here. Some HTC phones are available that have it on and so on. So look for the phone that works for you overall. Like I said, this one, I really like it. It's actually the camera on the back. The only thing, I don't really like the placement of it because I did cover it up a couple of times. But
got
it
some
actually
great shots of your index finger?
Yeah, exactly. And actually would do your fingerprint in great detail because it is a high resolution camera, but it's also a high definition video camera. So pretty pretty amazing to have in your pocket the power to produce some great videos and
I've
pictures.
been sitting here and I've been stunned just with the movement on the front of the phone as you were holding it, and I mean the quality is just, it's amazing.
It is very, very nice. Like I said, overall very impressed. First time buyers, take a good look at this, and if you're out there already, of course you're with an iPhone or whatever, may not win you over, but still pretty good choice, and Microsoft's done a good job for the first release.
Okay, Syd, thanks. See you next week.
All right, sounds good.
Coming back off a busy Wednesday into a busy Thursday, and as always, we appreciate you doing it inside Brant.